Your Labrador already wants to get this right. That's the thing people don't realize. You've got a dog that consistently ranks in the top 10 for obedience and working intelligence. Not because someone decided labs are smart and wrote it down, but because they actually perform. They learn fast, they retain well, and they genuinely care whether you're happy with them. That combination, that's your unfair advantage. And then there's the food thing. Oh, the food thing. Your lab is food motivated in a way that borders on clinical. I mean that as a compliment. Most breeds like treats. Labs are negotiating for them. Every single interaction is an opportunity to pay your dog for doing the right thing. And your dog will absolutely take that deal. Every time. No hesitation. That food drive is the single most powerful tool you've got during potty training, and we're gonna lean into it hard. Quick bit of history, we'll come back to this later, but your lab descends from the St. John's water dog out of Newfoundland. These dogs retrieved fishing nets, hauled in waterfowl, worked alongside fishermen in freezing water all day. That's the genetics you're working with. A dog bred to work with humans, for humans. So here's the deal with potty training specifically. Labs tend to pick it up faster than most breeds. Their brain is wired for do thing, get reward, repeat thing. But, and this is where people get tripped up, they're a large, high-energy breed that drinks water like it's going out of style. More water in means more trips out. More often than you think. Way more often than you think. The good news? Structure this right, stay consistent, bring the enthusiasm, and most labs are reliably house-trained faster than almost any breed out there. I'm not going to give you a menu of training approaches and let you pick. Positive reinforcement. That's it. That's the method. Not one of several options, the only option. And this isn't just me being opinionated. The American Veterinary Society of Animal Behavior, the AKC, the Humane Society, they all recommend reward-based training exclusively. The science is settled. The professionals agree. So we're not debating this. Now, here's how I think about it with labs specifically. Every time your dog goes potty in the right spot, that's a job completed. And your dog gets a paycheck. Food, praise, both. You're building an economy in your dog's brain. Do the thing, get paid. Do the thing again. And with a Labrador, that economy runs hot. Most breeds respond to treats. Your lab is obsessed with them. High-value treats. Real chicken, cheese, whatever makes their eyes go wide, paired with genuine, enthusiastic praise. And I mean genuine. Don't mumble, good boy, while scrolling your phone. Labs read your energy like a book. They feed off your excitement. So when your dog squats in the right spot, you act like they just graduated medical school. Every single time. Now, punishment. I need to say this clearly. Never. Not a newspaper, not a spray bottle, not yelling, not rubbing their nose in it. Especially not with this breed. Labs are so bonded to their people, so wired to please you, that harsh corrections don't teach them anything except that you're unpredictable. They don't connect the punishment to the accident. They just get anxious. And anxious dogs have more accidents, not fewer. You see the loop there? Your lab's desire to make you happy is the engine driving this whole thing. Reward what you want, they'll give you more of it. That's the deal, and labs honor it better than almost any breed alive. Your lab is gonna work for food. That's the good news. The bad news? Your lab is gonna work for food. All of it, all the time, forever. And there's a biological reason for that. A huge number of Labradors, some studies say over 3/4, carry a variant of the POMC gene that basically breaks their off switch for hunger. They're not being greedy. Their brain genuinely does not register full the way other dogs do. They are, on a cellular level, always hungry. Now here's where this collides with potty training. Labs are the easiest breed on the planet to motivate with a treat. You say, "Good potty," you hand over a little something, and that connection locks in fast. Beautiful. But owners get generous. They start tossing treats like confetti because the dog's so happy and responsive. And within a few weeks, you've got a chunky puppy with loose stool, which, by the way, makes your potty training harder, not easier. So here's what I tell every La owner. Take your puppy's daily food portion, the amount they're supposed to eat, and pull a handful out. That's your training budget for the day. Use those kibbles or swap in some tiny, low-calorie training treats if you want. But whatever you use comes out of that daily total. You're not adding calories, you're redistributing them. And your lab does not care if the treat is the size of a pea or a golf ball. They care that something appeared. The event is the reward, not the portion. One more thing. Kill the free feeding. Pick up that bowl. Scheduled meals, set times, measured amounts. It makes potty timing predictable, and it keeps your dog from turning into a blimp at 8 months old. An overweight lab is a lab headed for hip problems, joint damage, and a shorter life. That's not dramatic. That's just the math. Labs are not subtle dogs. I mean, they can be, but most of the time, if your Labrador needs to go, they're telling you. The problem isn't that the signals aren't there. The problem is you're on your phone. Okay, let's go through this. The universal stuff first. The signs that apply to basically every dog. Sniffing. Intense, nose down, circling sniffing, like they're scanning for a landing zone. That's the big one. Circling in general. Suddenly getting restless when they were just lying there calmly. Squatting. And if you're seeing the squat, you're already late, by the way. That's not a warning, that's a countdown. And then there's the mid-play freeze. Your puppy's tearing around, having the time of their life, and they just stop. That pause, that's your 2-second window. Grab them. Now, lab-specific. Here's what makes your dog different. Labs are so food-driven and so play-obsessed that when they voluntarily disengage from either of those things, something's up. If your lab walks away from a game of fetch, your lab, the dog who would retrieve a tennis ball during an earthquake, they need to go outside. That's not boredom, that's pressure. A lot of labs will drift toward the door. Some pace, some whine. And lab whining has a specific tone when it's a potty request versus an attention thing. You'll learn it. It's softer, shorter, more insistent without being dramatic. Some labs just stare at you. Dead-on stare, standing still, like they're trying to telepathically beam the message into your skull. And here's the timing piece. Labs drink like camels, especially after a walk, after play, after a meal. They hit that water bowl hard. So your highest alert windows are the 15 to 20 minutes after eating, drinking, waking up, or any burst of activity. That's when you watch like a hawk, not casually, actively. Every lab develops their own signature. One dog paws at the door, another one sits by the crate, another one does this weird little spin near the kitchen. You've got to learn your dog's version. And when you see it, don't hesitate. Don't finish the text you're typing. Don't say 1 second. You move. Because your lab gave you the signal. And if you ignore it, you're training them that the signal doesn't work. And then they stop giving it. And then you're back to cleaning up messes and blaming the dog. Pick a word. One word. Go potty, do your business, hurry up. I don't care what it is. Just pick one and commit. Say it every single time your dog is on the spot and about to go. Calm voice, encouraging tone, same word. And make sure everyone in your house uses it. Everyone. Your partner, your kids, your mother-in-law who's just helping. Because labs build word-to-action connections scary fast, especially when food follows the action. So if you say, go potty, and your wife says, do your thing, and your kid just claps and cheers, you've got a confused dog and 3 different training programs running at once. One word, everybody, no exceptions. Your lab wants a job. I'm serious. You've got a breed that was built to work alongside people, retrieving, carrying, following directions all day in the field. And now they're sitting in your living room staring at you like, okay, what are we doing? That energy, that eagerness, you can either let it bounce off the walls or you can point it somewhere. The AKC Star Puppy Program is where I tell people to start. It's basically a structured puppy class that covers socialization, basic manners, and responsible ownership. And here's why it matters for potty training specifically. The entire program runs on routine and positive reinforcement. Same principles, same reward-based logic. So while you're teaching your lab puppy to sit and greet people politely, you're also reinforcing the exact habits that make house training click. You're building a dog that understands the pattern. Do the thing, get the good stuff. And labs get that pattern fast. They're wired for it. Once your pup's a little older and the basics are solid, the Canine Good Citizen Test is the next step. CGC certifies that your dog is reliable and well-mannered in public, can handle strangers, other dogs, basic commands under mild distractions. It's administered by AKC-approved CGC evaluators, so it's a legit credential, not just a gold star from your local pet store. And labs? Labs pass this thing at a higher rate than most breeds. They genuinely like people. They want to do the right thing. The test is almost built for them. But here's the part I really want you to hear. These programs aren't just certificates for your fridge. They're a gateway into the stuff labs were made to do. Obedience trials, retriever fieldwork, therapy dog certification, even service dog training if that's a path you're interested in. Your Labrador has more versatility than almost any breed alive. And all of it starts with the same foundation you're building right now during potty training: structure, rewards, and getting that big, enthusiastic brain something productive to chew on. Channel it now or chase it later. Your call. Timing. That's the whole game with a lab. Your puppy squats outside, finishes, and you've got about 2 seconds, maybe 3, to make that moment the highlight of their entire day. Not after you walk back to the door, not once you're inside reaching for the treat jar. Right there, right then, the second they're done. And I mean go big. Happy voice, real excitement, the works. Your Labrador is reading your energy like a book. They know the difference between good boy said while you're scrolling your phone and good boy said like you actually mean it. Match the energy you want them to repeat. Now, the treat itself, keep your best stuff, the thing your lab loses their mind over, reserved exclusively for successful potty trips. Nothing else earns that treat. Not sit, not down, not shake. Just potty in the right spot. You're making that one behavior the most profitable thing your dog does all day. And with a lab, this works scary fast. I mean it. This breed is food motivated to a degree that borders on absurd. You will see the light bulb go on within days if the reward lands in that tiny window right after they finish. Delay it by 30 seconds and you're rewarding the walk back inside, not the pee. Keep the treats in your pocket. Be ready before you even go out. Okay, your lab peed on the floor. It's gonna happen. Probably already has, probably more than once. And you're standing there holding paper towels, wondering what you did wrong. So let's talk about what to actually do, and more importantly, what not to do. If you catch them midstream, here's your move. A calm, neutral, not a shout, not their name in that voice, just enough to pause the action. Then gently scoop them up or guide them outside to the designated spot and let them finish there. If they do, reward it. That's still a win. You redirected and they completed in the right place. Good. If you didn't catch it, if you walked into the room and found the puddle, you missed it. That's it. Clean it up and move on. There is nothing to correct because the moment is gone. Your puppy has zero ability to connect your frustration now with something they did 90 seconds ago. Zero. And I need to say this clearly because I still hear it way too often. Do not punish your puppy for accidents. Don't yell, don't drag them over to it, and for the love of everything, do not rub their nose in it. That advice should have died decades ago. It doesn't teach anything except that you're unpredictable and scary.
It's outdated, it's counterproductive, and it damages the relationship you're trying to build. Full stop. Clean the spot with an enzymatic cleaner. Not regular floor spray, not vinegar. Enzymatic. Your lab's nose is picking up traces you can't even imagine. And if that scent lingers, they will return to that exact spot like it's got a neon sign on it. Eliminate the odor completely or you're fighting the same battle tomorrow.
Now here's the part that actually helps. Treat every accident like data. What happened? Did you wait too long between trips? Did they just have a big drink after a play session? Did they give you a signal you didn't catch? Circling, sniffing, heading toward the door? Something broke down in the routine. Find it, fix it, adjust the schedule. One more thing about labs specifically, they're not fragile dogs. They're not going to shatter if you raise your voice once, but they are deeply, almost annoyingly bonded to you, and their whole operating system runs on wanting to make you happy. So when you come at them with a harsh tone over an accident they don't understand, you're not correcting behavior. You're confusing a dog that was genuinely trying to get it right. Stay calm. Stay matter of fact. Your lab is not being spiteful. They're being a puppy with a small bladder and an incomplete understanding of a system you're still teaching them. Your lab's great-great-grandparents didn't live in suburban houses. They lived on fishing boats off the coast of Newfoundland, freezing water, hauling nets, diving after ropes and fish that slipped off the line. The breed we call a Labrador actually descends from the St. John's water dog, and those dogs earned their keep every single day. They weren't pets, they were co-workers, and the fishermen who relied on them bred for very specific things. A dog that loved cold water, had the stamina to work all day, carried a soft mouth that wouldn't damage the catch, and this is the big one, genuinely wanted to work with its person, not near its person, with. Later, English sportsmen got a hold of them and refined the breed into the gun dog and waterfall retriever you'd recognize today. But the core hasn't changed much. You've still got a dog that was built to move, built to fetch, built to cooperate, and built to go all day without quitting. That's your dog. That goofy thing on your couch knocking over your coffee, that's a working animal with centuries of drive compressed into a body that doesn't have a job anymore. And that matters for potty training more than you'd think, because a lab with pent-up energy is a lab who can't focus on anything, including learning where to pee. I can't stress this enough. A tired lab is a trainable lab. An under-exercised one is just chaos with a wagging tail. You're gonna have a way easier time if you burn off that energy before you ask your dog to learn anything. Here's the other piece. Labs drink a lot of water. They always have. Water-working breed, remember? That means they pee a lot, more than you're expecting, especially as puppies. So you're already dealing with a dog who needs to go out more frequently than, say, a Chihuahua who barely touches the water bowl, but the upside is real. That cooperative drive, that eagerness to please, that's your leverage. If you frame house training as a task, something your lab can do right and get rewarded for, you're working with the dog's nature instead of fighting it. And with a lab, working with the nature is the whole game. Here's where labs trick you. They're smart, genuinely smart, and they're food motivated to a degree that borders on obsession, which means they pick up commands fast. So you think potty training's gonna be a breeze. Sit took 2 days, down took 3. This should be, what, a week? No. And the reason it's not is because potty training isn't a command. It's not a single behavior you teach once. It's ongoing communication with an animal that can't tell you when it needs to go, and whose excitement level is basically set to 11 at all times. Your lab isn't ignoring you. Your lab is just, God, there's a butterfly, and a shoe, and that smell, and you moved your hand. You're also fighting biology here. A young lab puppy has zero concept of indoor rules. The urge hits, they go. That's it. There's no pause, no, should I hold it? And because labs are a large breed, they grow fast, like alarmingly fast. But their bladder control and neurological development don't keep pace with their size. You've got this big, confident-looking puppy who physically cannot hold it the way you'd expect from a dog that size. And then there's the distraction problem. Labs get pulled off task by everything. They'll be outside, supposedly doing their business, and then a leaf blows by and the mission's forgotten. 10 minutes of zoomies later, you bring them inside and they pee on the kitchen floor. Sound familiar? This whole thing demands consistency from you. Not sometimes, every time. A high-energy lab left unsupervised for even a few minutes will find a spot. And if you're not cleaning with an enzymatic cleaner, not regular soap, enzymatic, that retriever nose is going to find the old spot and think, oh cool, this is the bathroom, every single time. I'm a fan of crate training for most breeds, but with labs specifically, it's almost a no-brainer. The temperament fits. Labs tend to take to crates pretty well. They like having a den, a spot that's theirs. And the basic principle is simple. Dogs don't want to soil where they sleep. That instinct is strong, and you can use it. Now, the AKC endorses crate training. The Humane Society of the United States endorses it. Most breeders, trainers, and vets I know recommend it. So we're not in controversial territory here. But, and I need you to hear this part, it has to be done right. Sizing first. You've got a large breed. Don't buy a puppy-sized crate you'll replace in 2 months. Buy the adult-sized crate and get a divider. You section off just enough room for the puppy to stand, turn around, and lie down. No more. Because if there's extra space, your lab's gonna pee in the far corner and sleep in the other one, and the whole system falls apart. As they grow, you move the divider back. 1 crate, problem solved. Use it at night. Use it during short absences. Use it when you genuinely can't supervise. Those are the right use cases. What it's not, and I will die on this hill, is a storage unit for your dog. A lab especially. This is a breed that needs movement, stimulation, and human contact. Creating a lab for 8-9 hours while you're at work? That's not training. That's just warehousing. If you work full-time, you need a plan. A dog walker midday, a family member, doggy daycare, something. Because a young lab locked in a crate all day isn't learning bladder control. They're learning to sit in their own mess. And that's the opposite of what we're doing here. Before that puppy comes through the door, you need the house ready. Not mostly ready, ready. Because a lab puppy hits the ground running, sometimes literally into a wall, and you will not have time to order stuff off Amazon while they're chewing through your phone charger. Food first. Get a large breed puppy formula, the controlled growth kind. Labs grow fast, and you want to manage that for their joints. Sturdy bowls, because flimsy ones become toys. An appropriately sized crate with a divider, like I just talked about. Adjustable collar or harness. A solid leash, and an ID tag on day 1, not day 3, day 1. 2 toys, heavy-duty ones. Labs are world-class chewers, and they mouth everything, so you need to give them legal outlets before they pick illegal ones, like your couch. Puzzle feeders are great too. Keeps that brain busy. Puppy-proof the space.
I mean, actually get on the floor and look around. Cords, toxic plants, cleaning chemicals, anything small enough to swallow, a curious lab will put it in its mouth. That's not a maybe. Fencing needs to be secure. Labs are athletic and they wander. If there's a gap, they'll find it. Set up a designated puppy zone with baby gates. Pick your outdoor potty spot. One spot, every time. Have a first week schedule mapped out. Feeding times, potty breaks, play, naps. Write it down. Stick it on the fridge. And start thinking about socialization and puppy classes early. Labs are incredibly social dogs, and that's a strength, but only if you channel it. Structured learning is where this breed shines. Don't wait on it. Your Labrador puppy peed on the floor again, 3rd time today, and you're standing there with a paper towel thinking, what am I doing wrong? Probably nothing, honestly. Look, a lab puppy at 8, 10, 12 weeks old, their bladder is tiny relative to the rest of them, and the rest of them is growing fast, like alarmingly fast. These dogs put on 2 to 3 pounds a week in those early months, and their internal plumbing is just trying to keep up. They physically cannot hold it the way you're expecting them to. Not yet. They haven't failed. Their body hasn't caught up. And the other piece, they don't know. That's it. They don't know that outside is the bathroom and inside isn't. Nobody's explained the system yet. That's your job, and it takes repetition, weeks of it. An accident isn't defiance. It's a puppy who hasn't finished the course. But here's where labs get their own special chapter. Excitement urination. Your Labrador loves you, like aggressively loves you. You walk through the door, they lose their mind. And somewhere in that full body wiggle, they leak. It's not a house training failure. It's an involuntary thing. Their emotions run ahead of their bladder control. Submissive urination is the same deal. You lean over them, you use a firm voice, they crouch and dribble. Not because they're scared necessarily, but because they're so wired to please you that their body just reacts. And then there's the distraction problem. You take your lab puppy outside, they spend 10 minutes chasing a leaf, sniffing a rock, trying to eat a stick, and they come back in without having gone. 2 minutes later, puddle on the kitchen floor. They literally forgot. The world is too interesting. That's a lab thing. High energy, high curiosity, zero focus at that age. Now, if your puppy was doing fine and suddenly starts having accidents again, get to a vet. UTIs happen, especially in young dogs, and they're easy to miss. A puppy that was reliable and now isn't, that's a flag. And please, I'm asking you, do not punish them. No nose rubbing, no yelling, no bad dog. Labs are soft. They want to get it right. Punishment doesn't teach them where to go. It teaches them to hide when they do it. You'll end up with a dog that sneaks behind the couch to pee instead of one that goes to the door. That's not progress. That's a worse problem. Accidents are gonna happen. Budget for it emotionally. Buy more paper towels and keep going. Your Labrador is a retriever. Say that word again, retriever. That nose was built to find downed birds in heavy brush across open water. It is, and I'm not being dramatic here, one of the most powerful scent organs in the dog world. So when your puppy pees on the living room carpet and you hit it with some Windex and call it done, you've cleaned it for you. You haven't cleaned it for them, not even close. Standard household cleaners? Your all-purpose sprays, your vinegar mixes, whatever you grabbed from under the sink. They'll knock out the smell to a human nose, sure, but the protein markers in urine?
still there, still broadcasting. And your lab's nose is picking up that signal like a billboard. They walk past that spot and their brain goes, oh, this is where we go. So they go again, and you clean it again, and the cycle just keeps cycling. You need an enzymatic cleaner, specifically formulated for pet urine. These break down the actual proteins, the stuff that's invisible to you but screaming at your dog. Soak the area, let it sit, follow the directions on the bottle, because most people spray it, wipe it immediately, and wonder why it didn't work. It needs contact time. I cannot tell you how many lab owners I've talked to who are doing everything else right. Schedule's good, crate's good, they're taking the dog out constantly, and the whole thing stalls because there's a ghost pee stain in the hallway the dog keeps going back to. If you skip this step, you're training against yourself. "8 weeks. That's your window opening. The day that puppy comes home, you're already on the clock. And with a lab, this actually works in your favor. These dogs are food motivated like nothing else. You can shape behavior fast because they'll do almost anything for a treat. And at 8 to 12 weeks, they're in this prime developmental period where habits stick. Good habits or bad ones. Whatever you reinforce now is what you're going to get later, so you might as well make it count. Don't start before 8 weeks, though. A puppy that young doesn't have the bladder control or the cognitive development to connect the dots. And honestly, they shouldn't even be away from their mother and littermates yet. That early socialization matters more than any training you could start. But once they're home, day one. First trip outside happens before they even get comfortable indoors. You carry them to the grass, you wait, and when they go, you make it the best moment of their tiny life. Treat, praise, the whole thing. Labs catch on quick. I mean, genuinely quick. Faster than a lot of breeds at this particular skill, because the reward loop clicks for them almost immediately. Food equals behavior equals more food. Their brain lights up. So consistency from day one isn't just helpful. It's how you take advantage of a brain that's already wired to learn this fast. All right, nighttime. This is where most people fall apart, and it's fixable. Step 1, cut off food about 90 minutes to 2 hours before bed. Water too, or at least limit it to a few sips. You're not dehydrating them, you're just not filling the tank right before lights out. Last meal, last big drink, then a final trip outside right before you crate them. And yeah, crate. Labs actually do well in crates at night, way better than a lot of breeds. They're den dogs. A properly sized crate, big enough to stand, turn around, lie down, not so big they can pee in one corner and sleep in the other. That crate becomes their bedroom. Most lab puppies settle into it within a few nights. Some grumble, that's fine, they adjust. Now, here's the part nobody wants to hear. A young lab puppy, we're talking 8, 9, 10 weeks, cannot hold it through the night. They're gonna need a break. Maybe 2. Set an alarm, take them out, and when you do, make it the most boring trip of their life. No talking, no playing, no lights if you can help it. Out, potty, back in the crate. Done. You're teaching them that nighttime is for sleeping, not for fun. The second you make that 2 a.m. trip exciting, you've created a puppy who wakes you up because they want to party. As they grow, and labs grow fast, that bladder gets bigger. By 4 months, most can make it 5, 6 hours. By 6 months, you're usually sleeping through the night. It gets better, I promise. Your lab wants to love everything. Every person, every dog, every weird noise, every puddle. That's wired in. And if you don't teach them how to handle all that love, how to meet the world without losing their mind, you end up with a 70-pound dog body slamming your neighbor at the front door. I've seen it 1,000 times. So here's your job in the first 16 weeks. You introduce them to everything. People in hats, kids on bikes,
Other dogs, calm ones you trust.
Cats, if you've got them. Different floors, different surfaces, grass, gravel, metal grates, and water. Obviously water. Most labs take to it like labs. A shallow kiddie pool, a gentle hose. Let them figure it out on their own terms. Sounds matter too. Vacuum cleaner, thunderstorm recordings on your phone at low volume.
Traffic, a blender. You're not trying to desensitize them like it's boot camp. You're just letting them hear the world before the world startles them. But, and this is the part people skip, don't take them to dog parks or uncontrolled chaos before their core vaccinations are done. Parvo doesn't care how social your puppy is. Controlled introductions with known, vaccinated dogs, that's the move. You've got a narrow window here. Use it smart. Labs eat like they've never seen food before. Every meal, every time, like it's the last one on Earth. And honestly, that works in your favor for potty training, because a dog who eats on a clock poops on a clock. It's that simple. Set your feeding times, same time, morning and evening, 3 times a day if they're still a puppy. Don't free feed. I know it's tempting to just leave the bowl out, but with a lab, the bowl will be empty in 90 seconds anyway. And free feeding wrecks the schedule because now you've got no idea when the food went in, which means you've got no idea when it's coming out. You need that predictability. Now build around the meals. Right after they wake up, straight outside. After every meal, straight outside. After any play session, after Zunies, after crate time, and right before bed. Those are your non-negotiables. And with a lab puppy, I mean, you're going outside a lot, like a lot. Get comfortable shoes. Here's where the breed thing actually matters.
A bored lab is a destructive lab, and a destructive lab is not a dog who's thinking about where to pee. They're thinking about your couch cushion, or your shoe, or that weird corner behind the TV. So your schedule needs to include real exercise and real mental work, not just potty breaks. A 20-minute walk and a puzzle feeder before you leave for work does more for potty training than any amount of scolding after the fact. You're draining the battery so they'll actually settle in the crate or on their bed instead of pacing and stress peeing. And this is the part that falls apart in most households. Everyone has to run the same playbook. Same door for going out, same word for the potty cue, same reward. If you're saying go potty and your partner's saying do your business, and your kid's just opening the back door and hoping for the best, your lab's not confused because they're dumb. They're confused because you gave them 3 different systems and no reason to trust any of them. Pick one routine. Write it on the fridge if you have to. Everyone follows it. Okay, let's talk about the peeing when happy thing, because if you own a lab, you've probably already lived this. Someone walks through the door, your dog loses its entire mind with joy, and there's a puddle. Maybe on the guest's shoes, maybe on yours. Welcome to lab ownership. First thing you need to understand, this is not a training failure. This is plumbing. Your dog's bladder is physically releasing because the excitement is too big for their body to contain. They're not doing it on purpose. They don't even know it's happening half the time. And if you scold them for it, you're yelling at a dog for being thrilled to see you, which, I mean, think about that for a second. Excitement urination is the big one with this breed. It's the headline. Labs are wired to greet everything and everyone like it's the best moment of their entire life. And when you pair that with a puppy bladder that's still developing, yeah, physics wins. The good news is most labs grow out of it as their bladder catches up to their personality. The bad news is you've got to manage it in the meantime. So here's what works. Make every greeting the most boring event in your house. You walk in the door, you don't look at the dog, don't talk to the dog, don't touch the dog. I know that's hard. I know they're doing the full body wiggle. Ignore it. Wait until all 4 feet are on the floor and the tail's dropped from helicopter mode to just wagging normally. Then calmly say hi. Or better, ask for a sit first and reward that with a treat. Labs are food motivated enough that you can redirect almost any emotion into, oh wait, is there a treat involved? Works like a charm. Greet outside when you can, or on tile. Save yourself the carpet. Now, submissive urination is different. That's the lab who crouches, tucks the tail, maybe rolls over and dribbles when you reach for them. That's not excitement, that's appeasement. They're saying, please don't be mad. You'll see it more in softer labs or dogs who've been overcorrected. Don't loom over them. Don't make hard eye contact. Approach from the side. Crouch down. Keep your voice easy. Build their confidence with calm, predictable interactions. And I mean predictable, because a nervous lab doesn't need surprises. They need to know exactly what's coming next. Both of these fade. That goofy, over-the-top enthusiasm that's causing the puddles, that's the same thing that makes labs so trainable, so bonded, so responsive to you. You don't want to squash it. You just want to give it a minute to settle before you engage. The enthusiasm is the feature. The wet floor is just the temporary side effect. Labs are fast learners. I mean, genuinely fast. Not smart for a dog fast, but connecting cause and reward within days fast. That food motivation wires their brain to figure out what earns the good stuff. And potty training is no exception. So the timeline here is actually more encouraging than most breeds. Reasonable reliability, meaning you're not constantly on edge. Their signaling, accidents are rare, 4 to 6 months. And most labs I've worked with land closer to 4. They want to get it right. They're watching you, reading you, trying to crack the code. Give them clear feedback and they'll meet you halfway faster than you'd expect. Full freedom though? Accident-free, unsupervised, you can leave the room without panicking trustworthy? 8 to 12 months, sometimes longer. And the reason is that drawn-out adolescence. Your lab's body says adult, while their brain is still buffering. Now, individual variation matters. A calm, biddable lab from show lines might nail it early. A high-drive working line lab who's wired to go, 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 that dog might take the full 12 months. Not because they're dumb, but because their impulse control is still under construction. But here's the variable that matters more than any of that. You. Owner consistency beats dog aptitude every single time. A naturally talented lab with an inconsistent owner will take longer than an average lab with someone who sticks to the plan. Every time. And yeah, there'll be a regression phase. We'll get into that. But it's baked into the process, not a sign you failed. Especially with labs, where the teenage stretch from about 6 to 18 months is just part of the ride. The payoff, though, once it clicks, you've got one of the most reliably house-trained breeds out there. It's worth every early morning trip outside. Your lab had it figured out. Weeks without an accident. You were starting to relax. And then, puddle on the kitchen floor. Maybe 2 in a day. And you're standing there thinking, what happened? Nothing happened. This is the plan. Regression is built in, and if you own a lab, you need to expect it instead of getting blindsided by it. The biggest trigger, and this is the defining one for Labradors, is adolescence, roughly 6 to 18 months, and it's a long window. Your lab's body grows fast, scarily fast sometimes, but the brain is on its own schedule. So you end up with this physically huge dog who suddenly acts like they forgot everything you taught them, because neurologically, they kind of did. The impulse control, the decision-making, oh right, I go outside for this. It all gets shaky when the teenage brain kicks in. It's not stubbornness, it's developmental. They're literally reorganizing up there. Second big trigger for this breed, boredom. Labs are working dogs.
They need to move. They need to think. They need a job. An under-exercised, mentally flat lab is a lab who regresses. I've seen it over and over. The owners who keep exercise and enrichment consistent through adolescence have fewer accidents. It's almost that simple. Think of physical and mental outlets as preventive medicine for your floors. Other triggers, a move, a new pet, your schedule changing, anything that disrupts routine. Too much freedom granted too soon? We talked about that. Lingering odors from old accidents that regular cleaner didn't fully kill, and your lab's nose is good enough to find them. And this one's non-negotiable: medical issues. If a previously reliable lab starts having accidents out of nowhere, vet first. UTIs, parasites, gastrointestinal stuff, rule it out before you assume it's behavioral. Don't skip this step. And honestly, training inconsistency. One person in the house relaxing the rules, someone skipping the outdoor trips because he seemed fine. That's enough. The fix is boring, but it works. Go back to basics. Tighten up supervision. Crate or tether if you need to. Increase outdoor trips dramatically, and reward every single outdoor success like it's the first time. Your lab's food drive doesn't take a vacation during adolescence, so use it. Clean every indoor accident with enzymatic cleaner. I cannot stress this enough. Regular cleaners leave scent traces that a lab's nose will follow right back to the same spot. Regression usually lasts a few days to a few weeks. Consistency through it restores reliability faster than starting from scratch. It feels like a setback, but it's really just a chapter. A predictable, temporary, very normal chapter in raising a Labrador. Before your puppy even walks through the door, before the crate's set up, before you've hidden the shoes, pick the bathroom spot. I'm serious. Day 1. Not day 3 when you're already mopping up the kitchen. Day 1. Labs lock onto routine like it's their job. Actually, it kind of is their job. That retriever brain is wired to recognize patterns, and a fixed potty spot becomes one of the fastest patterns they'll learn. But you gotta choose it smart. First thing, it's gotta be close. Your lab drinks water like they're being paid per bowl. That means when they need to go now. Not let me walk you across the whole backyard now. I mean urgent, full bladder, 40-pound puppy who was a 10-pound puppy last month now. Every extra second between the door and the spot is an accident waiting to happen, so keep it short. Quick access from whatever exit you use most. Pick somewhere quiet too. You know your dog. You know that if a squirrel runs by, or the neighbor walks out, or literally anything moves, mission abandoned. That's a lab. They're social to a fault. A low-traffic corner of the yard keeps their brain on the task. Now here's where you catch a break with this breed. Weather's not the problem. Your lab will happily go out in a downpour. Snow? They love it. The dog is not the bottleneck here. You are. So pick a spot you'll actually walk to when it's freezing and you're in your socks at 6 a.m. Be honest with yourself on that one. Give the spot room. This is going to be a big dog, 70, 80 pounds, and they need space to circle, sniff, do their whole pre-launch ritual. A cramped little patch next to the fence isn't going to cut it. Surface matters more than people think. Grass works, but a heavy lab pacing the same patch daily will kill it. Pea gravel holds up well, drains fast, and it's easy to clean. Mulch is fine, but needs replacing. Whatever you pick, think durability. This dog's using this spot for years, and once you choose, don't move it. That nose is powerful, and the scent buildup at that spot becomes its own cue. You move the spot, you reset the learning. A lab thrives on same place, same routine, same deal every time. Give them that, and they'll reward you for it fast. I'm gonna be pretty direct here. Skip the pads.
I know. They seem convenient, but with a lab, they create more problems than they solve, and it's not even close. Think about how fast your puppy's growing. You brought home this adorable little thing, and in about 4 months, it's the size of a small suitcase. A potty pad that worked at 8 weeks is a joke by 16 weeks. The sheer volume a lab produces will overshoot that pad every single time. You'll be cleaning the floor around the pad more than the pad itself. Defeats the purpose, right? But the bigger issue is the message. Labs are smart and literal. You put a pad on the floor, you're teaching them that going inside is fine. And then you turn around and try to teach them that going inside is not fine. That's confusing for any dog, but a lab especially. They want clear rules. They want to know what the game is. Pads muddy the game, and the thing is, you don't even need them. This breed goes outside in anything. Rain, sleet, mud. Your lab doesn't care. They're a water dog. The excuse most people use for pads, but the weather, just doesn't hold up with this breed. You're the one who doesn't want to go out in the rain. Your dog's already at the door. Now, exceptions. Real ones. If you're in a high-rise with no quick outdoor access, okay. If you've got mobility issues and getting out frequently is genuinely hard, that's fair. If your vet says keep the unvaccinated puppy off public ground because of parvo risk in your area, absolutely. Health comes first. Or a true weather emergency, not just a rainy Tuesday. But if any of those apply, treat the pads as temporary. Have a plan. The second the situation changes, you're transitioning that lab outside. Pads are a bridge, not a destination. Okay, if you take one thing from this whole video that you haven't tried yet, try bell training. Seriously, it's almost unfairly well-suited to a Labrador. Here's the concept. You hang a bell by the door. The dog learns that touching the bell makes the door open. That's it. That's the whole system. And for a lab, a dog that's basically a puzzle-solving, food-obsessed, cause-and-effect machine, this clicks fast. I mean, sometimes within a couple bays fast. What I love about it is that it takes the guessing out. You're not standing there at 7:30 p.m. going, do they need to go? Are they just sniffing around? Is that the face? The dog tells you. Clear signal. Done. Equipment simple. Hang some sleigh-style bells on a sturdy strap from the door handle, or get a press-style floor bell. One thing though, your lab is going to be enthusiastic about this, because they're enthusiastic about everything. So get something durable. Secure the mounting. A 70-pound dog smacking a bell with their nose at full excitement is a stress test for cheap hardware. Teaching it's easy because you've got the most powerful tool in dog training on your side, a lab's stomach. Hold a treat near the bell. When their nose bumps it, even accidentally, mark it, reward, repeat. Then start ringing the bell yourself every single time you take them out. Every time. The association locks in quick. Bell sound equals door opens equals outside equals good things happen. Keep the sessions short, keep them upbeat. Labs have enthusiasm to spare, but attention spans that, well, let's just say keep it moving. Now here's the catch, and I need you to hear this part. Your lab is smart enough to figure out that ringing the bell gets them a fun trip outside, even when they don't need to pee. They will absolutely exploit this. I've seen it 100 times. Dog rings bell, owner opens door, dog goes out and just stands there, looking at birds. So when the bell rings, it's business only. Straight to the potty spot, wait for them to go, reward, back inside. No sniff tours, no playtime. Keep the signal honest or it stops being a signal. Mount the bells at about your dog's standing nose height. For an adult lab, that's roughly chest to shoulder level on you, right at the door they actually use to go out. Don't make them jump for it. Don't put it so low they step on it by accident. Of all the tools out there, this one fits the lab brain the best, and once it clicks, most labs use it for life. This part's about you, not your dog. Your lab is ready. Believe me, that breed wants to get this right. They're practically begging for clear rules. The weak link in potty training a lab is almost always the human holding the leash. So, patience and consistency. Both aimed at yourself. Every family member, same rules. Every time. No exceptions. Because your lab, brilliant at finding the one person who'll let them slide. They'll find the soft spot in your household faster than you will. It's a marathon, especially through that long, goofy lab adolescence where they suddenly forget everything they knew last week. That's normal. Setbacks happen. Don't spiral when they do. Celebrate the small wins. The first week with no accidents, the first time they late by the door. Those matter. Stack enough of them together and you've got a reliably house-trained dog who, honestly, was just waiting for you to be as consistent as they were willing to be.